Hey, what's happening? Coaching Success Radio. Wow, if you are not harnessing the power of leverage by talking and connecting and networking with other coaches, then you are truly missing out. And today I want to bring on the owner of NP Consulting. She's the founder of the We Win movement and the creator of the Market Your Message formula. Over the past 16 years, she has owned several successful businesses, both online and offline. And she has extensive experience in both marketing and sales. And those are two different things. If you don't know, those are incredibly different things. So she knows her stuff. She is super passionate about helping people discover their inner strength. She is amazing at networking, amazing at bringing people together. And one of the cool things in this interview is the combination of strength that she has plus the strength that she's able to use with her network. And we talk a lot in depth about the power of connecting and to use resources from one person to another person, combine your systems, combine your strategies, combine your resources, and create powerful results for your clients. Not only does it help your clients achieve amazing results, it also instantly boosts your expertise and expert level and your perception, your perceived value in the community. And it also, of course, puts more money in your pocket because you end up with more clients getting better results, which is just a win-win for everyone. She has a great bonus available as well, so make sure you check out the podcast notes. But right now, let's get right into this conversation. Let's do the intro first, and then we'll jump right in. As I build my coaching business, I want to know how to effectively serve clients and make more money doing it. This podcast will pull back the curtain to reveal exactly how successful coaches are building their empires. Join me as I engage with top coaches from all over the world to discover their secrets. No theatrics and no theory, just real life strategy. My name is William Winterton, and this is Coaching Success Radio. Hello and welcome to Coaching Success Radio. William Winterton here. And today I have a special guest. This is Nyala Phillip. She is a marketing and income strategist who works with coaches to help them, grow their income and do their marketing better. And she is a ball of fire, lots of energy. And just in the short time that she and I have been conversing ahead of this podcast, I am super excited about the value of the content she's going to be bringing to our conversation. So Nyala, how are you doing today?
Hey, William, I am good. Thank you so much for having me.
It's awesome. And I'll tell you what, I am really fascinated to hear a little bit about what it is that you do, partly because on your Facebook, when I first read, you've kind of labeled yourself out there, or your clients have labeled you as the master midwife for coaches. So that just, I love the name. I love the title. It gets me excited about what you've got to offer. So tell me a little bit about, give me your story, your background a little bit about how you got into this business in the first place.
Yeah. So, I've been an entrepreneur for 16 years, a little bit over 16 years, full-time for 8. And I've been in so many different industries. So I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what I was going to do, right? So I went through different experiences owning businesses. My last business was a brick and mortar business, a beauty salon here in Philadelphia. And I was really excited because I felt like I finally found something that was bringing in money. I finally found something that I liked doing. It wasn't my dream, but I liked doing it. I was good at it, right?
Right.
So, I'm growing this beauty salon business, and one day I get a call in the middle of the night that the alarm was going off. Somebody had threw a rock in the front of the salon, and all the glass shattered, which was the first day of the downhill spiral of my brick and mortar business. And so 18 months later, I was sitting in that same salon, lights off, letter in my hand, telling me I have 30 days to leave the premises. So I pretty much lost everything and I had to start all over again. Now, at this time, William, of course, devastated, but still have that push to keep going, right? Because I have children. And so I decided to go online. I was already using Instagram to get people into the salon. So I said, I'm going to just start marketing on Instagram and teaching people how to grow their social media because I was good at it. And that's how I started. That's how I got here. I started sharing my story. People started resonating, falling in love with me. I started learning on free webinars, how to market myself, get leads, sales, all of this stuff. And I fell in love with it. And I just stumbled into teaching people. Honestly, I didn't go to school, to be a coach or anything.
Right.
I have like so much years of experience that I took my experience. I also took my story, because I also have a personal story, and I turned it into a business. And now I teach other people how to do it as well.
So Instagram was really your platform that got you launched, going this direction. And mostly because you already had a following set up on there. So tell me, kind of with Instagram, how did you start marketing yourself as this new field for yourself?
Yeah, it started with my story. It started with my story, just sharing, the different experiences I had growing up, experiences in business, how I lost my salon, mistakes that I made, just sharing stories. And as I shared these stories, people gravitated to me. And then one day I was on this webinar that taught me about, creating a freebie, which was a way to start generating leads. And it taught me about how to use presentations to get these leads to, join my programs. And I just started taking action. So yeah, that's how it started.
Nice. And that's key, what you just said right there, as far as just taking action. I love it, because I'm kind of in the same boat. I've not been formally trained. I'm not, ICF certified and all this stuff like that. And I'm looking down the road to look at getting some coaching certification, because I think I've been doing this long enough now that I think it would be great to have some of that behind me. But I'm right with you. I think just going for it, taking action, serving, helping, telling your story, that's been the best way to connect for me as well. So I love that you've taken what was already in place and just launching from there.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about so you're going from being a hairstylist, you're really good at Instagram, really good at building your leads. Who is it that you specifically work with now? Is it just coaches, or is there a certain niche that you're into?
Yeah. I help coaches get results, right? So when people ask me this question, my answer is always message-driven entrepreneurs, because my business is based on you sharing your story, okay? So, I always say message-driven entrepreneurs, but coaches seem to be the place where I found my sweet spot, where I'm able to help people get results faster. And coaches are the one that impact so many people. So it's like, let me give you an example of what I mean by that. I could easily say, let me attract and help beauty salon owners, right? Since I have experience in that industry, right? However,
right.
I found that when I started working with coaches who coach beauty salon owners, I was able to make more of an impact. So yeah, I focus on coaches, and that's the reason why.
Because you get a wider spread of what you're able to do. Is there a certain sweet spot of any kind of industry, or you're really just into anybody who coaches or anybody who has a message to share?
Yeah,
and help them amplify that?
Anyone who has a message and wants to be able to make money through coaching other people and sharing their skills, using their skills.
Can you share some of your ideas or some of your strategies for doing that? Let's say we have some of our listeners on who, again, most of the audience are coaches, and they're either just starting their business, or they're just, they've been going and they want to ramp up. What would be something like the first thing you'd tell people in that position to start doing to grow their online business?
The first thing would be to craft a unique message, because that's what's going to attract people to you. That's what's going to resonate with other, with your ideal clients. So the first step would be craft a unique message. How you do that now is by digging into your story, is by finding out the reason why you decided to coach the people you coach.
And it seems like that's like everybody struggles to get the clients coming to them. But basically the strategy that you're saying is just going into your own personal story and revealing that and letting people find out who you are, and attracting those people who are like you, or in a similar situation, just, who they would just were where you were at. And you just kind of have those engaging stories out there people are attracted to, just like with yourself.
Yes, exactly. I created a formula. I actually have a signature system that I teach called Market Your Message. And the first step of this system is called a captivating story formula. And what I do is I show people how to take these different experiences and their skills and share it in a way that captivates an audience, because I feel like everyone shares stories. That's what we are, storytellers, okay? However, not everyone can share it in a way that can turn someone who do not know anything about you, your brand, or your services into a paying client just listening to you in less than an hour. And so that's what the captivating story formula does. And I get really in depth on how to share these marketing stories that sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you most of your programs, are they done through, like if somebody's going to go into your system, is it signed up as an online program they go through like a certain amount of time on a course, or are these live one-on-one interactions with you? What do you find?
I'm so happy you asked that. I've never been asked that before, but you should see my face right now, guys. Like, I'm really happy you asked that, because the fourth step in my system is where I teach you how to now take your own, story and your systems and make money in different ways. So there's not only one way that, I teach this stuff, right? So I have course, right? A signature course where people can learn this same formula. I have one-on-one coaching, which is more high-end for people who are ready to, really go full throttle and get hands-on help. I also have a group program, and William, I have a 2-day live event where I teach this exact system.
And the live event, is that something that you can do online, or do you have to be there in person and view the live event?
This one is in person. Is in person. Yeah.
Awesome. In the Philadelphia area?
Yeah. Yeah.
So somebody like me in Tucson would have to probably, but no, I'm a huge fan of live events. So I'm asking because I know they've been done kind of in a variety of ways that you can then take that resource of the live event and you can film that and then use that as a resource to sell off as another option as well. But absolutely. Man, there's nothing in my time, and I think you would probably agree with this, when you're live with a group of people who are like-minded with you at a live event, being, around and surrounded by people who have the same desire for the same end result. Man, live events they're just the way to go. I love that you do those.
Yeah, I love live events too.
I love it. That's awesome. So tell me now, as you're getting yourself going, because clearly you've had success in this and you're doing very well and getting people attracted to you, even though you're here now and you're doing quite well and you started following pretty nicely on Instagram, I, like all of us, there were struggles getting things off the ground and getting things going. Can you just share some of your personal struggles that you kind of went through to try and get your new business launched?
Yeah, I know for one, the first 6 months, or maybe I can even go as far as 9 months, I spent a lot of time frustrated because I was, on social media every day. I was working late hours, just following all these different strategies that were being taught. And now that I'm here, I can say that was one thing that I would probably change. I know that a lot of people face this too, but that was one thing that I know I would change now, right? Because the key to really seeing success as a coach or consultant is to pick one. I call it like the law of ones. And a lot of different leaders speak about this, picking one person to help, having that one specialty that you can establish yourself as an expertise, having that one marketing strategy that you use and that one sales system that worked for you. And that would be the first problem that I would say I had. Right. And that's the way to fix it. I kind of answered the question.
Well, no, it's good. Well, I think that's great that you said that. I think a lot of people struggle with that same thing, right? I mean, you don't want to put a cap on who you can help. There's somebody that if I just worked with this person, I could help them. And then you start taking on everybody, you get too wide, and then suddenly you're not doing anything, right? So yeah, it's like, but you totally hit the nail on the head. That is so huge. So Nyala, what do you want to do now? In let's say 5 years, where is your company going to be?
Honestly, what I want is a transformational establishment. So right now I'm like an online worker. Yes, I do offline speaking and I love it, but I want an establishment, a place where people can come and learn how to grow their business physically. And I want to grow into that. I want to grow into having that big building where people can come in this coaching platform where they can learn everything about marketing and sales, and we can even help people and give back to people who are coming up, because I was someone that I always say started from the bottom. So I didn't really have a lot, and I want to help those type of people. So I want to grow into that.
So you're talking about having an actual brick and mortar establishment?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And trying to, I guess, connecting with people who are in various areas. I'm just trying to think through this with you. It's a very creative idea. So working with coaches, obviously in your end of it, but then like connecting with other pieces to kind of fill in the gaps and create a whole
Right.
kind of
So the foundation, like one of the things that I really believe in, William, is partnerships. What has helped me grow, because I wasn't someone that was financially stable when I started, I couldn't really do like paid advertising and funnels and some of the things that a lot of us are learning right now, right? And so I was able to get here through partnerships, and so I feel like creating that live kind of business where you're growing but live and live in color, where we can touch each other and sit with each other, is that missing ingredient that has left the coaching industry since online came about. So that's like my story behind why I really want to do that.
So if you don't mind, that brings up a really great discussion. I would love to just chat. Can you tell us a little bit about that? The partnership stuff kind of getting started, what kind of partnerships you got into and kind of how that helped you?
Sure, yeah. So I started with webinars. Since I was doing a lot of learning on webinars, I had this bright idea that I'll just teach a webinar.
Sure.
I started teaching webinars, and then after about 8 months in, I got really good at it, and people started to recognize me for presentations. So I started doing like joint presentations first. That was a great way to tap into other people's audiences, William. But then obviously there were other things. So I did interviews, just like what we're doing here. This is a great partnership. I've done like summits, online summits. I've done offline speaking at other people's events. I've done like email swaps. Have you ever heard of that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So those are just some of the tips that I can give people who want to get into that. But yeah, partnerships has been a great, has been number one for me. And honestly, like take it back in the beginning of business, right? Everyone will tell you the number one way to get more clients is through referral marketing. So many of you have probably heard that before. And that's the same thing. It's referrals. It's like a form of referral marketing.
I want to encourage audience listening to this, because it feels like a little bit what Nyala's talking about may sound to you like a higher level, like, okay, I'll get into a partnership later, right? I'll get things established and I'll kind of get my audience built up. And I think there's value in doing that. I think there's value in building yourself up before you start getting, too crazy with it. But I also think, and you can chime in and agree or disagree with me here, but I think the quicker you can partner with somebody, especially if your niches were to work alongside each other in parallel. For example, if you are a coach who is a health coach, if you're a health and fitness coach, a weight loss coach, something like that, and then you partner with somebody who is like maybe a spiritual fitness kind of, or there's some kind of a relationship that you can draw together. Right. I think what you're talking about, Nyala, is really the power of numbers and the power of combining, right?
Yes. And what I think a lot of people have a fear, right? So something you just said there is that, people will automatically say, well, I'm going to wait until I'm a little more established. Maybe people wouldn't want to partner with me, especially if you're someone who's new into your coaching practice, but that's actually why you want to partner, right? And you also have to understand that all of us, right? All of us are business owners, right? And all of us want to be able to grow, and we all understand the power of numbers. So just like you come with value, the other person will see that and they come with some value too. So hopefully that helps for that person who may be feeling like they can't approach people because you're new.
Yeah. And as you just said, this is one of the most powerful ways that you were able to grow your business so quickly. And so I want people to make sure they get this, because this is not something that, actually, I don't know if I've had a number of guests that have talked about this like this, but it's certainly something I've taken advantage of as well, because I know as you start coaching, your network starts to grow. Certainly, in your realm, obviously, if you're doing summits and if you're doing these partnerships through webinar partnerships and stuff like that, quickly your name grows, your name spreads, also your relationships, the trust that you build up, right? Your authority.
Absolutely.
So it's a super quick way. And if you partner with the right people, it's a really fast way to just have some really incredible relationships that they define who you are and they start really helping you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I've never done a summit, but isn't that like, to me, I've been interested, very interested in getting into that. But tell me about for people who don't know what a summit is. Can you talk?
Yeah, of course. So, I actually, for me, with my story, I was interviewed in about 4 summits before I actually hosted my own. And through being interviewed on them, I noticed how powerful it was, because I was like seen on a flyer with celebrities, seen on a flyer with, top leaders that I wouldn't even imagine where I was. I couldn't even imagine that, I would be on a flyer with these faces. And I saw the power of it from being interviewed. And the first year I was a little fearful because I thought it was like a lot of work to host one. But then the second year I decided to go ahead and host one. And in 30 days, I was able to generate over 2,500 leads. So that was really powerful because it was, a lot of different speakers promoting the summit as well. I got some podcast opportunities through hosting a summit, because it's the speakers. Like William said, you're building relationships. And this is not, you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. This is real, genuine relationships with other business owners who are like-minded. And so I built relationships. I was able to get interviewed on other podcasts. What else? I got some speaking gigs from doing that summit. And just up until now, just the friendships that I've been able to build. Like, for example, I started a show in January, and I never did podcasting or anything like this before. So I didn't know what I was doing. I just had this idea. But I was able to tap into one friend who had 16 years of being a newscaster and ask for advice. I was able to, like, just that alone, to me, it solves so much headache. Entrepreneurship can be lonely, and you want to just be able sometimes to brainstorm with people and just have people you can talk to, and just that is priceless. All of that came from a summit.
Yeah, the value. And for those of you who are still kind of curious, the summit basically really is nothing more than a bunch of collective minds coming together and sharing, and it's all different ideas and strategies, and it's phenomenal. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just agreeing with you. It is phenomenal. I think every coach should not only strive to be on summits and share your expertise, but I also feel that every coach should at least host a summit once. It's virtual. Yeah. It's, not the cost is pretty low to do a summit since it is virtual. And the benefits that are reaped are way more valuable. I feel every coach should do it at least once.
Awesome. Well, listen up. This has been phenomenal. Just getting to know you a little bit and kind of hear your story. And I know my listeners would get value out of connecting with you. So can you just let us know what the best way is to reach you?
Yeah, sure. So the best way would be my Facebook community, the Business Loft for Coaches. It's an amazing community. We talk everything, messaging, marketing, and sales. And can I give a free gift for anyone who may need some little extra from what we spoke about today?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, yes.
Okay, so if you guys go to my website, nyalaphillip.com, that's N-Y-A-L-A, Phillip, no S.com, you will see something that I have there called the Master Your Message Workbook. I believe this is where a lot of coaches go wrong, okay? Can't stand out because you don't have a unique message that can help you speak to your clients. And I want to help you with that. So I have a free workbook that has given people much results. So go ahead and download that.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out. New episodes are coming out every few days, including lots of conversations with massively successful coaches sharing their secrets with you. So be sure to subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel so that you don't miss out. And if you're looking for a way to start making serious money from your coaching, you need to check out my free training. It's at williamwinterton.com. I lay out the step-by-step on how to start making 5 figures a month in the next 60 days. Check it out, williamwinterton.com. I'll see you next time.